a guest I've asked to share testimony with you this morning. I didn't know she was going to do this till a couple days beforehand, and my daughter had an experience this past Tuesday, which I just thought, in light of what we have done here at church this season, I just wanted her to come and share this with you. So I'm going to give her red. This is my daughter, Olivia Grant, and I want her to share with you what happened to her this past Tuesday.
Okay. So I guess it was this past Tuesday. Me and my cousin, we're very close in age. She asked me to join her on a little trip to this place called, it's Odenton, Maryland. It's like right beside Baltimore. It's like a little bit less than 2 hours from here. And we traveled to an Operation Christmas Child like warehouse packaging center. So we decided to volunteer for a day. We volunteered from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. You can sign up for any time. And she was like, I want to go and I want to see the next step, because we've been filling these types of boxes for years. And we were like, we just want to see, what do they do with these boxes once we send it to them? We want to know. So we went there and we showed up, and it was a really amazing experience. I didn't actually expect to be as moved as I was. Not that, I didn't think it would be incredible. I just it touched me a lot more than I ever imagined that it even would. So we first got there, they welcomed us in, we signed up and everything, and they were like, we're so glad you're here. We got a little testimony. We got some stories telling us about where the boxes went and examples and stuff like that. And then our main job was basically, we stood at this big table in this big, humongous warehouse, and we had 5 different jobs, and then they assigned us to one of the jobs. So you would either open up the box and get any money out of it that people were donating to them. And then the next step was you would kind of look through the box and make sure there was nothing inappropriate in it. There was no war-related items or liquids and stuff like that. And then afterwards you would tape it up, and then you would put it in a big cardboard box, and then it would be shut and it would be sent off. And so they were trying to make sure we knew that every single step there was really important. And they told us that day, every single box that we were laying our hands on and touching, we're all going to the Dominican Republic, to kids in the Dominican Republic, which I thought was really cool. Another thing that they told us is there's this part where you had to tape up the box, and a lot of people were like, oh, I don't want to do that job, it's so boring. And they were like, but this job is super important and super cool. And they said, because you're taping up this box and you're sealing it, and the next person that's going to open that box and see the inside of it is that little kid. No one between you and that kid will see the inside of that box till that kid opens it. And I thought that was really cool, that you wrap it up, and the next person that unwraps it is going to be that little kid in the Dominican Republic or wherever it goes. So when we got there was this woman that was making these announcements and telling us different stories, and she told us that over 900,000 boxes had already been processed so far in all of the operation processing centers in America thus far. They were trying to get to 1 million. And she told us that by the time that we left at 4 p.m. that day, that we had processed over 12,000 boxes that were all going to the Dominican Republic. So I just thought that was really cool. And one thing that I will say that I learned 2 things there. The one thing that I learned is that the more you fill a box, the better. Anytime it was overflowing with stuff and it wouldn't shut, they were like, put 2 pieces of tape on it and call it a day. And we were like, okay. So we would just put a bunch of tape on it and push it out. And it was overflowing, but they were like, great, because that kid's going to be like, oh my gosh, this is filled with so much love and so much joy and so much happiness. And the other thing that I learned was that there are these fillers that they give you for whenever a box isn't quite filled with what it needs. And I found out that they just accept donations at those warehouses for those fillers, and that's something that I know I want to participate in, because being able to see those fillers and be like, oh, I need something to put in this box, and be able to be like, oh, I have something right here, I can put it in and I can give it to this kid and I know they're going to like this, and that was something that was really moving for me. So I think it's something that everybody should experience. I never knew how much I would enjoy it, but I'm definitely going back next year, and in the future I'm just going to take everybody with me, including my dad. So.
Great, thanks.